running through the pep talk. I'm going to be giving the gang in microbiology.
Really? You know, I saw you on the balcony this afternoon talking with yourself.
I occasionally do verbalize my thoughts. It helps me put things in perspective.
A casual observer might find that sort of behavior a little disconcerting, especially coming from someone in your position, faced with a very important decision.
Oh, another nail in my coffin.
Dr. McKay briefed me on the device he recovered.
Yes, it is an impressive find.
That doesn't belong to you.
Please, sit down.
He tells me you've delayed giving the go-ahead on the data retrieval.
I'm not sure if Dr. McKay explained the dilemma we're facing.
I can't even believe you're considering letting this slip away.
There are other issues to consider.
Such as?
The fate of another race.
Will you stay out of this?
I will do no such thing. Their civilization is dead. Ours, on the other hand, is very much alive, and we could use that information.
We'd be robbing a civilization of the opportunity to rebuild itself.
There's no guarantee that a civilization will evolve from the seeding process. The entire race could die out before it even reached sentient status. And we would be throwing away an incredible opportunity.
Or consigning billions of potential lives to oblivion.
I can't believe your good fortune, Richard. This is your opportunity to show the team back home that you can play ball, follow procedure, and save your job. Or you can hand it to me on a silver platter. Your choice.
How dare you threaten me?
It's not a threat, Richard. I'm simply telling you how things are going to play out if we lose that device.
Richard, please. They were a kind and peaceful race, one well worth saving.
We need to get rid of it. Look, the energy signature that device is giving off is very similar to one we encountered in M1B129. It can induce mass hallucinations.
Or function as a means of communication between two very different species.
Let's act quickly. Salvage the data and destroy the device.
Thank you all, both, for enlightening me. I'll make my decision shortly. Please. Now, why don't you tell me what's going on?
This has gone on long enough. Use your other hand. Go on. I have no intention of letting you die. Now climb back up, John. That's it. Good.
What the hell's going on here?
Tens of thousands of years ago, a civilization foresaw its end. After millions of years of evolution, the race known as the Sicarii faced extinction.
Knowing they couldn't save themselves, they spent their final days creating the means to start over. They built seed carriers, each with a different target world programmed into its navigation system. Worlds that would provide them with the chemical compounds necessary to produce, sustain, and develop life.
Each seed carrier also held a repository containing the history of the Sicarii people, their struggles, their achievements, and the mistakes that ultimately led to their own destruction.
The seed carriers were outfitted with subspace communicators, designed to alert the group once a seeding was successful. Over 50 were launched. None achieved their goal.
This unit malfunctioned. I guided it to the nearest planet, this world, in the hope that it would prove suitable to the life-forming process.
It wasn't. This device survived re-entry relatively unscathed, then spent the next 2,000 years at the ocean's bottom. Until recently, when its dormant systems were awakened by its sensors picking up trace readings from one of your submerged puddle jumpers.
The one Dr. McKay flew up out of the underwater bay several weeks ago.
I scanned your city, and I linked with you.
What are you?
I'm the seed carrier's artificial intelligence. My aim was to study you, to get to know you, and eventually direct you to help complete this unit's assignment.
By manipulating me?
No, by finding out what kind of person you were, in the hope that we could place our trust in you.
Couldn't you have simply communicated your situation to us from the beginning?
Please understand, I am the last hope of the Sakari people. I couldn't risk it. I'm sorry.
As a soldier, you were a threat. If anyone was to use force to secure the repository, it would have been you, the military man. So I connected with your mind to distract you.
Distract me. Making me think the jumper had been sabotaged would have been enough of a distraction.
You would have discovered the subterfuge. I'm unable to maintain a static illusion over time. It was necessary to keep your mind occupied.
And that's what you chose.
What you chose. I didn't have full control over your hallucination or the direction it took. It was your mind driving the diversion. I merely played along.
You're saying I tortured myself.
You torture yourself every day, John. But in this case, it was your mind manifesting your darkest fears. You were the architect of your own self-deception.
Now you know the truth. And have a decision to make.
Colonel, where were you? Do you know how long we've been sitting here
Shut
waiting?
up. Get in the jumper.
Sorry to disturb you, Ms. Shen, but you've just received a secure transmission from Earth. Can I patch it through?
Go ahead. Luther, how are things?
Well, but I felt it only fair to inform you of recent developments here. As much as I believe you'd be a worthy candidate to replace Richard Woolsey, I'm afraid the rest of the council feels otherwise. It looks like we'll be going with James Coolidge instead.
Coolidge?
Don't worry. You'll still be rewarded for facilitating the transition. Congratulations. You'll be chairing the IOA's new environmental initiative.
Well, I'm off.
I suppose I'll be joining you shortly.
Don't make any holiday plans. You're not going anywhere. I gave you a glowing review. And since your future rests entirely on my report, I'd like to be the first to congratulate you as the new permanent commander of the Atlantis expedition.
I don't understand.
Like you, Richard, I'm nobody's puppet. They should have thought of that before delivering yesterday's update. Good luck.
Yesterday's update?
I don't know what she's talking about, sir. We haven't had a scheduled dial-out in days.
Could I have a moment alone, Amelia?
Yes, sir.
I assume that you're responsible for that.
Consider it a going-away present.
Thank you.
Alrighty. We are all fixed up and ready to roll.
So what happens to you when you reach your final destination?
Destination. You're talking to the AI, aren't you?
I'll start the process that will give life to the Sakari. Then I'll go to sleep until a time when I'm needed again. John, I realize it may have been an unpleasant experience.
Yeah, well, just a little bit.
But you can see her too?
And I want you to know, I'm sorry for what you had to go through.
The Apollo is ready to beam.
The ship will take you to your target planet.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to complain or anything. It's just that, I have spent the better part of a day making sure this was in working order. It'd be kind of nice, just to get a little FaceTime with the...
Here you are, Dr. McKay. The true form of the Sakari.
Neat.
Good luck.
Neat?
What? She caught me off guard. What do you want me to say? What'd you have said?
Weird.
Mr. Woolsey, would you care to join us?
Well, actually, I have some reports to file. Thank you. I'd love to join you.
So you really had no idea that what you were seeing wasn't real?
Trust me. The manifestations were very convincing, Doctor. You wouldn't have known.
Well, with all due respect, I think they knew they couldn't fool me, so they, didn't bother. They just concentrated on you two.
You know what I don't get? Is the AI thing revealed itself that morning? You discovered the device that afternoon. I mean, that's perfect timing.
The Colonel's right. That was very coincidental.
And I know what you're implying, okay? But my mind was clear, all right? That device was found because of my brilliant thinking, and much as I hate to admit it, a little help from Zelenka.
What are you talking about? Zelenka's off-world.
No, he's not. He came back yesterday. Lieutenant Donovan had a nasty reaction to something he ate. They came back early. Didn't they? Oh, son of a...
This one's not much of a coincidence after all.